South Africa's relations with the Holysee were formally established in March 1994 by an agreement that was signed between former President Nelson Mandela and Pope John Paul III. The South African embassy in the Holysee was opened in 2016, however it closed in 2021, and the Holysee maintains formal bilateral and diplomatic relations with over 200 countries through its Apostolic Nuncios, who are the Pope's ambassadors accredited to various countries. It also participates in intergovernmental organizations such as the United Nations, European Union, African Union, and the Organization of American States. To talk more about relations between us and the Holysee and developments between the two, I am now joined in studio by His Excellency Archbishop Jagodzinski, who is the Apostolic Nuncio of the Holysee or the Vatican to South Africa, and he is also accredited to Botswana, Swaziland, Lesotho and Namibia. Archbishop, you're welcome to Ubuntu Radio.
Good morning, ma'am. I am so happy to be in your radio.
Thank you so much for joining us. Let's first start by you sharing the details of the history of South Africa's formal relations with the Holysee since maybe prior and after 1994.
So this could be two versions, short and long, but I started something with the middle. So that, how you said, the Holysee is a headquarter or central organ of Catholic Church. And Catholic presence in South Africa started with Portuguese, which arrived here, especially Bartolomé Dias in 1388. And when arrived the Dutch in 1657, because they are not so friendly to the Catholics, they forbid the Catholic presence in South Africa, and only with arriving of the British they tolerate the presence of Catholic missionaries. So the first Catholic structure was founded 1888. This was the Apostolic Vicariate of Cape, and then started the missionary activities. In 1922 was created so-called Apostolic Delegation. Apostolic Delegate is envoy of Pope, Holy Father, to the local church. It does not mean that he has the official relation with authorities. And because of, even when South Africa became an independent country, because of apartheid, which church never accept, we didn't have diplomatic relation. Only it was the presence of apostolic delegate who was looking for the relation with the local church. And only after collapse of the apartheid and full democracy, how you mentioned, the late President Nelson Mandela and John Paul II signed the protocol which established the official relation, diplomatic relation with Holysee. And how is my case that I am Apostolic Nuncio not only to the South Africa but also to some neighbor countries. Also we have this practice that some ambassadors to Holysee has a residence in other countries. We don't accept that the ambassador to Italy will be also accredited to the Holysee. If you would like know why, that after I will explain. So In case of the South Africa, after the establishment of diplomatic relation, and the ambassador who covered Holysee was ambassador in Switzerland. And also, how you mentioned, the first residential ambassador was also former ambassador of South Africa to Switzerland, was George Johannes, and this was interesting. He was only ambassador which presented 2 times the credential letters. So the first time when he was ambassador in Switzerland, he presented a credential letter to Pope Benedict XVI, and then when he became the residential ambassador, he presented the credential letter to Pope Francis. So after closing the residential embassy, now we are waiting for nomination of new ambassador of Switzerland.
Of course. So how did the Holy See's pronouncement and actions during apartheid era contribute to South Africa's transition to democracy?
So how we are already told that the concept of apartheid is not couldn't be accepted by Catholics, because this is against our faith, because we believe that all of us were created by God, and all people of men has the same dignity like children of God. So that's this concept of the separation, discrimination, and racism is not acceptable. So this we can say on the level of the doctrine. And also here in South Africa, the late Archbishop Dennis Hurley, who was Archbishop of Durban, in 1957, he made declaration that the apartheid is intrinsically evil and not acceptable. So what is regarding the Holy See, that in 22nd May of 1974, Pope Paul VI received in special audience the Committee of United Nations against apartheid, where he emphasized the doctrine of Catholic Church, that Catholic Church never accept the discrimination because of the color of skin, because of race, because of culture, language, and even because of sex. And he encouraged this delegation for their work against apartheid. He condemned also apartheid in his speech to the diplomatic court accredited to Holysee in 1978. And in June 1984, John Paul II received also the same committee, and he remembered the statement of his predecessor, and also emphasized this position of the Holy See against apartheid. And also in his speech he emphasized the rights of the Namibia for sovereignty and auto-determination. And also in same speech he comments that this was time when in South Africa the apartheid regime started move the people to the Bantustan and constrain many people to leave their home. And Holy Father said that is not acceptable. And also in this speech he emphasized that the local church, Catholic Bishop Conference, make a lot of pronouncements against apartheid, and especially I think it was 1985 when they published the pastoral letter against apartheid. Even it were the case that somebody put the bomb in the place of Bishop Conference. Many priests and bishops were involved indirectly to support the fighters against apartheid and encourage the people. Of course, many missionaries were foreigners and they should observe the rules, but they in many occasions said that they are not agree with that. And after collapse and after when the democracy came and liberty, also the church encouraged the reconciliation, especially made support for the commission, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission.
The Holy See was very important to South Africa's transition to democracy, as you have explained, in terms of its vocal stance and authoritative condemnation of apartheid in its ecclesiastical pronouncements within the United Nations system. I would like you to elaborate on the Holy See's perspective on South Africa's role in promoting peace and justice on the African continent.
The official pronouncement in this issue was made by Pope John Paul II in occasion of his visits in Johannesburg, 16th of September 1995. And in his welcoming address in the airport, he emphasized the crucial role of the President Nelson Mandela, and Pope called him the silent suffering witness of yearning of his people for true liberation. And Pope made the tribute to the Nelson Mandela, and also emphasis that now Africa is living the time of transformation. And he said, we don't know, this was 1995, we don't know in which direction this transformation is going, but we hope that the authorities and leaders will follow the aspiration of the people for better life. And in this speech, John Paul II emphasized the example role in South Africa, the transition from the regime, the apartheid regime, to the liberty and full democracy, and this effort to do that without violence in a pacific manner, and emphasis that we could see the result that this transition was made in harmony, and this example for other countries that in the difficult issue, difficult question, the way to find the solution is dialogue. And he greets the President Nelson Mandela and former President de Klerk and remembered that they received the Nobel Prize for Peace, that they find the way, the collaboration, that and find the way how to pass from the oppressive regime to full the democracy. And Pope also remembered his first meeting with Nelson Mandela in 1990. This was just almost 1 month when he was released from prison, and he came visit the Pope, and Pope with joy said that I see in you the same spirit which you come to me and spoke about the future and the project for democracy and liberation.
Shortly after his release from prison, the late former President Nelson Mandela met the late Saint Pope John Paul II at the Vatican City in June 1990. In return, the late pontiff paid a highly successful visit to South Africa in September 1995. I would like you to also talk about the impact of these high-level visits for our relationship, the relations between the two countries.
The late President Nelson Mandela, this you know better than me, that his words symbol of the faith for human dignity, for peace, for liberation, for democracy. And this visit, what you mentioned, wasn't a unique visit. He met also Pope in 1998. In this time he was already a former president. And also what is beautiful and showed the sentiment of Nelson Mandela to John Paul II, that he came also for funeral of John Paul II in 2005. And how I already mentioned that during his visit in September 95, Pope remembered this first meeting in June 1990. That like a human being, we have the emotion. And it's very easy when you are humiliated, when you suffer, and you suffer unjustly, and you are in the regime who oppress you by the decennies. This is the temptation of revenge. But revenge is not good advice, because it's other thing justice, true, and other thing revenge. And Nelson Mandela was example and of the wisdom, because he shared his point of view to his collaborated, and how to pass from the oppression, from injustice regime, pass to the liberty and full democracy, and how to reconcile the many people who were the victims and persecutors, that they could started the new life and for benefits of all the people. Also, we saw the symphony, how they understood each other. So, of course, Holy See and Catholic Church are a specific nature that we will talk about it. That even we have the diplomatic service, and even we have the smallest country in the world, Vatican City, but we are not how say the normal state, and also we don't have the goals and aspiration which have every country, because we are not looking for the domination, for power, for the interest. We are looking for promotion of the evangelical values of gospel. And also in international relation, we try to put this view, this value of gospel, because sometime, especially now in this context, some people ask that Pope or Holy See behave like a tribunal, make sentence, you are guilty, you are innocent, and of course sometimes he do that, but first of all we are looking for the value of gospel, like peace, forgiveness, and how is possible the brotherhood and love between the people. And when we are looking many countries in the world where pass from one regime to the other, from democracy or dictator, or contrary from democracy to dictator, in many cases this was accompanied by violence, by injustice, that many people were suffering. But thinking of Nelson Mandela, this passage, this transition from oppressive regime of apartheid to democracy was made peacefully, and his heritage is still valid.
Archbishop, the Vatican City-State does not maintain relations with states and intergovernmental bodies, but rather it is the Holy See that establishes the relations. In terms of the Vatican diplomacy, how will you define the state of diplomatic relations between the Holy See and South Africa?
So that to a little explain that we are a very complicated institution. That is some true what you said, but it's not all true. Yes, it's true that Vatican City-State doesn't maintain the diplomatic relation, because of his name is Holy See, who maintain diplomatic relation. And this is consequence in the when the Vatican State was created in 1929, in this third paragraph of the agreement between the Holy See and Kingdom of Italy, that the Holy See has exclusive property, sovereignty on the Vatican City-States. And sometime that you can imagine, we have more 250 international agreements. And sometime the agreement is made with Vatican City-States, but not with Holy See. And this is, but who is acting in the name of Vatican City-States is Holy See. And for example, we have the agreement with European Union about Vatican euros. And he started this agreement that Holy See in the name of Vatican City established the agreement about the emission of Vatican euros. And it is related also with this treaty with Italy, because when you made the emission of own currency, is sign of independence. And we still continue to, before this was the Vatican lira, and when Italy accepted euro, we have the Vatican euro, which you can use in all country which use euro, but of course then make the for collection. Or for example, World Union of the Post, this also member is Vatican City. And also we have even treaty agreement with United States about the taxes. And also this is not Holysee but Vatican City, because we have the Vatican Bank and some issue related with taxes, because some American citizens are working also for Vatican.
Interesting. I would like us to continue with our conversation in this way, looking at the current relations. What is the Nuncio's role in fostering relations between the Holy See and South Africa, as well as with neighboring countries?
So the role of Apostolic Nuncio is described by Code of Canon Law. This is the law of Catholic Church, and is also interesting that in this Code of Canon Law the word nuncio is not appear, is legate, because but it's the same, papal legate, the representative of Holy Father to the politics authorities of some country. And first of all is made the stronger and efficient bonds of both relation between Holy See and determinate state, in this case South Africa. And this is special area where we collaborate with the South African authorities, also local authorities, which is the education, healthcare, and also in the international level the question of the peace and the question of disarmament. And late Pope Francis, for example, speaking about the jubilee year, he also proposed for the international community the cancellation of debt, because unfortunately many countries has big debts, and sometimes this debt is not that really they loan this money, but they are if they not pay on time, the interests are growing, and sometimes the interests are very huge, and this stop the development of the countries. And also during the platform like United Nations, we present some initiative, but here what is regarding United Nations, we are not member but permanent observer. But this is not that we couldn't be, but because of special role that we would like have the impartial position, that we prefer be observer, not the member. And also the Catholic Church in South Africa is part of the Universal Catholic Church and is acting in many initiatives. Here in Bishop Conference we have the Commission for Justice and Peace, which is regarding the question related to human rights and social justice. And also we promote many initiatives regarding the interreligious dialogue. That how the South Africa is country where we have many different religion, and especially for late Pope Francis, it was very important the common understanding between the religion, that religion could it be the motivation for violence of the conflict. The contrary, we should be factor of the peace and brotherhood. That even Pope Francis signed this agreement about the global brotherhood in 2018. So that in this plan we collaborate with authorities in different level of South Africa.
What are the key areas of collaboration and dialogue between South Africa and the Holy See today?
That's how I mentioned that especially education and healthcare. That here we have a lot the school, the primary and high school, and also Nelson Mandela in 1998 when he was in Vatican after the meeting with Pope, he mentioned that during the apartheid, when the apartheid regime didn't take care of the education of the people, that many churches and Catholic Church take care of education of the black population in South Africa. Especially we were in many places we are involved for the care of the people who are sick of AIDS, and we have a lot of the program to give the help for these people. And also as the one institution which specially intervene when this is some climate disasters, some floods, is the Caritas, and we have the international Caritas like global institution, also the national level and diocesan level, which collaborated with them. And also we support many programs in dioceses. In South Africa we have 26 dioceses, and they have the programs for education, for training for the people, and many of these programs are financially supported by the Holysee or organization which are related with Holysee, for example John Paul II Foundation or Church in Need.
As a resident Nuncio to South Africa, you are also accredited to countries like Botswana, Lesotho, Namibia and Swaziland, where the church's pastoral and ecumenical activity is strongly focused. What are your priorities as the Apostolic Nuncio?
Well, like Apostolic Nuncio, I have only one priority: to be representative of Holy Father. So, and it's interesting when Pope Leo XIV was elected like Pope, his first words was "Peace be with you." And he explained that this was the greetings of risen Christ. And after he developed that all of us, we need this Christ peace, also for no believers or believers in other religion. That means that peace is not only the absence of the war, but the state of soul, who is open, who is in peace, which is quiet. And this is the first priority that bring this peace between the nation, and also to promote the value of gospel. That this is our first occupation, like institution. Of course, when we are speaking with politicians and with all respect due with journalists, that you are looking what is visible, how the church is visible in society, and what positive or negative bring to society. What I fully understand, but our first mission, which is even written in Code of Canon Law, Canon 1752, that our first preoccupation should be salvation of the soul. It's maybe it seems very abstractive, but when you reflect a little, that you will looking your life differently if you believe that with that your life continue, or you believe only I would like enjoy more possible my life, and after that I doesn't care, so I'm not interested. And you are looking differently for your action, and also our action like institution has this motivation, that we are looking, or first of all, if our action are motivated by values of gospel, and how big contribution our action could bring to the gospel. And but in the civil society there are a lot of points when the value of gospel and need or aspiration of the people meet together, and we could make the good contribution for developing of the civil society in justice and peace. And this priority that how I say is stable, written in our mission to make stronger and more efficient bonds of unity between Holysee and local church, and also with the authorities, and particularly this issue, this theme, which Pope Leo is in now given us like church, and also to Apostolic Nuncio, and so that I mention peace, and other fundament is is unity, to be a factor of unity. And also what is regarding the diplomatic word in the speech to the diplomatic corps accredited to the Holysee in 16 May this year, Pope Leo said that these two pillars of the action of the Church and also Pope's diplomacy is peace, justice and truth.